PRC, quality service since 1972. Repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
This is the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Tuesday morning, the 22nd of July. James Spann here, and heat levels will be pretty tough again today, but they will drop considerably tomorrow. That's the good news. Let's take a look at some Skycam shots early this morning coming from the Skycam network. First off, the view coming from Birmingham. We're looking south from the top of the Daniel building, and yeah, pretty dark out there. That daylight we had about 3 or 4 weeks ago is gone now. The Gadsden shot there, looking over the downtown area from the Skycam up on top of the mountain, and from Walker County. A look at the Walker County Courthouse coming from the King Building in downtown Jasper. Interesting satellite shot there. That's the water vapor image early this morning. We've got Dolly approaching the Gulf Coast of northern Mexico and the southern tip of Texas. Old convective debris up north, and we'll be watching developments to the north carefully today as a front will be approaching, and that's going to help break this heat. And also a trough carving out over the eastern U.S. Now, there is a slight risk of severe weather today north of Alabama, roughly from Kansas City and St. Louis all the way over to Washington and Baltimore, and that includes much of Tennessee. And we'll see if some of those storms will drift in here tonight, and even during the afternoon, during the peak of the daytime heating process, we should see some storms fire. Now, tomorrow there's no organized severe weather risk here because the winds aloft are light, but with that front coming in, we'll probably see some fairly healthy storms during the day tomorrow. QPF map, hey, looking pretty good now for Alabama. That's suggesting rains of around 2 inches in spots. In fact, the bullseye 2.3 inches down around York and Livingston. In West Alabama, also maximum rain up in the northeast, and of course with our tropical system with Dolly, 10.6 inches suggested near the southern tip of Texas. Speaking of the tropics, we'll peek out there. There's a look at Cristobal and Dolly. We'll kind of zoom into Cristobal, and that thing is becoming extra tropical. It's losing the characteristics and becoming more of a cold core system, and that thing's going to be kind of just hanging around the North Atlantic. More than likely is an extra tropical system in coming days. Of course, Dolly is the one that we're all watching carefully, and boy, it looks a lot better this morning, doesn't it? Seems to be pulling into the center with storms right there, and looks like that will indeed become a hurricane now. So far, it's not bending much to the north. We think it will in time and slow down gradually, but of course, if it moves due west, it'll come into Mexico. But let's take a look at the track, and that looks pretty good. The Hurricane Center has adjusted slightly to the south, with it coming in just a smidgen below Brownsville as a Category 1 hurricane tomorrow morning. And that sounds about right. Heavy rain for the lower Rio Grande, of course, with that. And that looks pretty good, doesn't it? That wave that's come off the African coast, that's got some nice banding features already. And we'll keep an eye on that thing. It'll be kind of crossing the Cape Verde. Now, that one's not exactly a low-latitude system, and that might be a recurving storm. We'll see. Time will tell, but it's a long way out there. This is where we are today at 1 o'clock. This is the OZGFS at 500 millibars, about 18,000 feet off the ground. Shortwave coming through the Great Lakes. That'll define that eastern trough, and down below that at the surface today. There's Dolly approaching the Gulf Coast, and again, you can see a few spots of green, and we'll probably see a few scattered storms today. Boy, we had some yesterday when the cap broke, and those things packed a punch. Anytime it's hot, with these upper 90s and triple digits, the lightning is always fierce. And we think temperatures today will back off by a few degrees. We're forecasting mid to upper 90s today because the thickness values are slightly lower, and we'll probably see a few storms cranking. Now, tomorrow, that surface boundary just comes on in here from the north. We should see a pronounced increase in showers and storms. Now, both the NAM and the GFS are suggesting highs only in the upper 80s tomorrow. Not quite buying that. We'll say a high close to 90, but certainly the heat will back off. And there's Dolly coming on into Brownsville, Texas on the GFS. And then Thursday, that front just kind of stops and hangs around. So, again, we'll mention scattered showers and storms. And Friday, same deal. We'll kind of roll with the typical summer pattern. Low 90s, partly sunny with scattered storms. And I don't see any reason to vary from that for the weekend. There's a look at Saturday. and Sunday. And that's suggesting Sunday might be a little drier, but again, we don't see strong evidence of drying enough to change the forecast all that much. Now, Monday of next week, another nice eastern U.S. trough. And down below that, maybe another front coming down the pike that would enhance the chance of scattered showers and storms by Monday and Tuesday of next week. And there's a look at Tuesday. So I think the hottest weather is behind us. I understand today will be very hot, but after today, we'll be back down in the 90 to 93 degree range where we should be. And at the end of the cycle on the 6th of August, that looks kind of like the 6th of August should, with the westerlies up north and tropical moisture around. Again, that's pretty standard-looking stuff there for this time of the year. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this morning. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 3:30 today. And, of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.